What's up, everybody? It's Bol Bol back to the for you guys, and today we've got a brand new video, and it's about Bol Bol. So let's get right into this. So if you guys have seen my YouTube short from a few days ago, it was about Bol Bol, potentially signing with the Phoenix Suns because that was the rumored, top team to sign him, right? The top contender to sign Bol, were the Phoenix Suns, and then that actually came to fruition today, right? So for the past like a week or so, we were just everyone, all the Suns insiders, honestly Shams, they were saying that the Phoenix Suns were the top team to sign Bol, with some other teams being interested, but not really being close, not being Bol's number one option, right? And then today, at about 11:40 a.m. Eastern time, we get a Woj bomb from obviously Woj, and he said free agent Bol Bol has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Phoenix Suns. And then he said at 23, Bol had his best NBA season with Orlando, averaging 9.1 points, 5.8 rebounds, 1.1 blocks in 21.5 minutes. Another developing talent to join a deepened bench rotation, which is true. Here's the key thing. We didn't know that when Bol was going to sign his deal with the Suns, right? Because that's the most likely team he's going to go to, right? They're the front runners. We didn't know that if his deal was going to be guaranteed or like kind of like a training camp deal, right? See how he does training camp, and then if they don't like what they see, waive him, right? But that's not the case. Woj did say Bol's deal is guaranteed. Obviously, in here it says a 1-year deal. That's what I was expecting, right? And obviously, it doesn't say how much the amount is, but we all know it's for the vet minimum because that's all that the Suns can offer, right? Due to the Suns being a second apron team, right? They're paying Durant, Beal, Booker, and Ayton, right? All their money's going to them, so they can only sign people to the vet minimums, right? To fill out the rest of the roster, right? Which is what they did in the start of free agency. They signed a whole bunch of people like Watanabe, Diops, right? Who else am I forgetting? Eric Gordon, all of them to around $3 million, right, which is that minimum. Because since they're a second apron team, they face a whole bunch of restrictions, which only allows them to sign players to the vet minimum, right? And getting Bol Bol on the vet minimum is actually crazy because he's such a good player. He definitely deserves more than the vet minimum. That's for sure, right? Obviously, as it says in the tweet, right, Bol had a pretty good year last year if you think about it. Obviously, he got way more minutes. The first time he actually got real minutes in the NBA, right, since getting drafted, to be honest, in Denver, got no minutes, etc. But yeah, last year he did kind of in a way prove himself, right? Still way more, there's still way more levels to go for Bol, right? Also averaging 9.6 rebounds, 1 block is not like anything like out of this world, but for him, it's a big step in the right direction compared to where he was even like a year and a half ago, right? Getting no playing time, right? Being obviously he was hurt back then, but yeah, big step up for Bol. But this, man, I wanted to talk about this. The fact they got Bol in this deal is actually amazing, right? Because Bol could actually give them legit minutes up to, I don't know, maybe he starts at around 15 minutes, right, initially, and then he gets up, starts, getting used to the sound system, right, that Frank Vogel's going to use, right? Once he gets used to that, right, starts getting his minutes up to like 20, 25 maybe even, right? And then maybe Bol just, gets unlocked with Kevin Durant, right, his idol. If you haven't seen that clip, I'll put it here.
Often nowadays when we break down players or we look at players, we're like, oh, who does he play like or who does he resemble? There's no one in the league that plays like you that can do the plethora of things that you can do. But growing up, was there someone that you may have looked at, you're like, you know what, I would like to play like him, or I like this aspect of his game?
Definitely Kevin Durant. That's probably the person I watch the most because for him, his size and his ability to be able to do everything at that size, and that's just like the person I watched the most growing up.
And yeah, Bol pretty much was saying that Kevin Durant is pretty much like who he looked up to playing, right? Which makes sense, right? Almost everyone that's very tall, I'd probably say like 6'10" or above, that can shoot and like dribble the ball and stuff like that, they all say their idol is Kevin Durant because he was like the first player that became really good who was that tall, right, and could do pretty much like everything, right? Which makes sense. And now fast forward to like 7 months later, right, after Bol said those comments, he's with the Suns now, right, which is amazing. And we did see that video of Bol from probably like a week ago where he was like training with Katie and like Paul George and Kat, whatever. So that right there, signified that Bol was gonna be at the Suns or sign the Suns, right, because Kevin Durant was recruiting him, right, that is crazy, right? But yeah, this is a good move for the Suns because Bol could actually give them, he could have a breakout year, I'll say that. Kevin Durant mentoring him is going to be huge, right? Kevin Durant, literally 7 feet tall as well, right? Obviously both 7'2", but you get what I'm saying. They're both, 7 feet tall, right? And they both can shoot, right? They're both pretty much the same player. Obviously, Kevin Durant's like a better version of Bol Bol, right? But yeah, you got what I mean. So Kevin Durant knows best, how to. What I'm trying to say is that Kevin Durant will be the best person to unlock Bol Bol, right? To help him have a breakout year. And the Suns, they need these people that they signed from the vet minimums to step up, right? They're hoping that having these flyer contracts like the Bol Bol one, right, will, pan out, right? An interesting thing to note is that they did trade Cam Payne, right, to get a roster spot open to sign Bol. That's the interesting thing. Whatever, Cam Payne was rumored to be traded, right, or in trade. Yeah, he was rumored to be traded like in the last few weeks, and then he finally got traded now, right? And yeah, that opens up a whole bunch of or that saves the Suns a whole bunch of money, etc., right? Because they're a second apron team and stuff like that, etc. So they save a bunch of money in luxury tax. Besides the point, but that opened up a spot for Bol, right? So the Suns do believe in Bol that much that they trade away one of their key, rotation players. Because Cam Payne, he would have been one of their key rotation players, right? Because he was like one of their only point guards, right? Actual true point guards, right? Now the Suns don't have a point guard. Now they're running Bradley Beal at point guard to for the start of the season, right? Which is that's kind of sucks, but we'll see how that goes. Besides the point, imagine a lineup of Beal, Booker, KD, Ayton, and Bol, right? That could be an incredible lineup, man. I'm just because the thing is, with Bol playing with so many great players, right? We're not including Ayton. I'm sorry, Ayton is not a great player, but playing with Beal, Durant, and Booker, if he's in the same lineup as all three of them, right? That could be a death lineup, to be honest. But if he's in the same lineup as all three of those guys, the amount of open shots anyone will get in general, but the amount of open shots he would get, he could get a whole bunch of bucks because that would make him better, right? Because all the teams are going to be focusing on those three players, right? Not even Ayton, they're going to be focusing on Booker, Beal, and Durant, right? Because, there's phenomenal players, right? Well, then that would give Bol a whole bunch of opportunity to actually, score, pretty much just do whatever he wants, right? Because he's going to get a whole bunch of open shots, right? They're not going to be worried about him. So he could prove himself here. And the whole point of Bol signing this one-year deal, this deal with the Suns, is like improve himself, potentially win a championship, play with his idol, right? Or his mentor or whatever, right? Get mentored by Kevin Durant, play with him, potentially win a championship, obviously, prove himself. And if he doesn't have a breakout year, then he's going to get his bread next year. Because this is what the move's for, just to get his bread, right? Obviously, get better, develop, but it's to mainly get his money, right? Because we want Bol, we want to see everyone succeed, thrive. I want to see Bol get that contract, that bread, you know what I mean? Because he did kind of get done dirty, man. I could have definitely seen Bol getting a whole bunch more money next offseason, but the fact he got waived was just, that sucks. Because he got waived after all the teams spent their money already, right? So that's why Bol had to sign for the vet minimum. Otherwise, I guarantee if Bol got waived at the beginning, right, of free agency, he would have definitely gotten a bigger deal from some other team. That's for sure. But this would be good. This is a good pick for the Phoenix Suns because Bol could literally turn out to be like really, really good. And then it's like, wow, this is a steal, man. He's gonna you can literally help them in the playoffs too, right? Get playoff minutes as well and stuff like that. But now I'm about to answer some questions from my friends, right? I asked them if they wanted me to answer some questions about Bol Bol, right? The signing. So how do you think Bol's role will expand? Bol's role, in Orlando, right? Bol's role is pretty much, he was starting the first 33 games of the season or whatever. He started 33 games, I think. Majority of them were 30 in a row and then 3 later on, right? And then once everyone came back, right, and he, was in protocols, his role went down, right? But in this thing, he already knows what his role is, right? He's going to be obviously coming off the bench to begin with at least, right? Or maybe they put him in the starting lineup to begin and see what's going on, right? But either way, the beginning is going to be, figuring out everything, right? Bol has to get, acquainted with the new, system that Frank Vogel is going to be, playing with. And being with Kevin Durant will definitely help Bol, just get better as a player, which would lead to him getting a bigger role, right? Because if he's showing the coaches that he's training hard, obviously he's mature and stuff like that, but showing everything off, right, in training, then that could lead to him getting more minutes, right? And then if he's showing his improvement, right, being productive on the court, that'll lead to more minutes as well, right? It's all about that, trying, not giving up and stuff like that, hustling, right? That's big. Coaches love hustling. So just doing all the little things will add up, and then that'll get Bol more minutes. And eventually, I could see Bol outplaying Ayton, because Ayton, he doesn't. It's clear he doesn't want to be in Phoenix, right? Because remember the whole Pacers situation. I don't need to get into that, but we know he doesn't want to be in Phoenix, and he's been kind of unmotivated the last few years, let's say. So Bol could definitely take advantage of that and start hustling, right? Just trying his hardest, man. And then I could definitely see him snagging Ayton's minutes because he could just outperform Ayton. I think that's possible, and then he could get that starting role, right? But I don't think they have Ayton off the bench regardless. But I think they could run that lineup where Bol eventually is starting, right? Maybe a lineup with Beal, Durant, Booker, Ayton. They could have a lineup with, if they wanted to, I don't know, with Eric Gordon and Bol in the starting lineup with Beal, Durant, and KD. But that kind of is wonky on defense, right? Their defense is already kind of wonky, right? They don't have really much defense, just offense, right? But that's why I don't think Ayton would come off the bench, right? Bol could get in the starting lineup, but no matter what, Ayton's gonna have to start just because of defense. Even though he's not a good defender, just because of the fact he's 7 feet tall and he plays center. That's literally it, right? But yeah, that would be wild. But I think Bol could get himself into the starting lineup, right? That's definitely possible. And I can definitely see him outplaying Ayton, right? Because right now Ayton is taking his role for granted, man. That's how it is. And then also the next question I'm gonna answer, right? Or why do you like or dislike Bol going to the Phoenix Suns? So I don't mind it. I do like it, actually. It's better than Orlando. Orlando just shunned him pretty much. As soon as everyone came back, they're just yeeted him to the bench, man. And then after that, Bol lost his confidence because he's like, I'm in the starting lineup, right? He was doing good and stuff like that. And as soon as everyone came back, they just yeeted him, man. Which I didn't think was quite fair, right? That's how I saw it. I didn't think that's quite fair, right? Because if someone's doing good, you should reward him. You shouldn't punish him like that, right? I remember Draymond was talking about that, about Looney. But yeah, right? You got to reward the player and stuff like that. And Orlando Magic just did him dirty. So I like him going to the Phoenix Suns mainly because Kevin Durant is there, and Kevin Durant can mentor Bol Bol and make him into a better player, right?
What do you make of Bol Bol and all he's able to do for a guy that's 7'2"?
Yeah, he's unique. He's tough to deal with. And you're seeing his confidence growing by the game. You know, he can pretty much do everything on a basketball court. So just need more reps. The last few years, he's been in and out the lineup, hurt, G League stints. But I love what Jamal doing with him over there, putting him at the point sometimes, playing him at the 5, just moving him around because he's such a versatile player. It's great for the league. I think you'll start to see him continue to, be more and more of an impact player as time goes on. So he's playing well this year.
And also, Bol gets a chance to, actually play on a championship team, like play meaningful minutes on a championship team and potentially win a championship, right? Which is huge. That could also get more money if he does win it for the next offseason. Also, Bol just gets better in general. And then he can prove himself on this team, right? And if he does prove himself, have a breakout year, right? Have a really good year and stuff like that. It's a 1-year deal. So then he'll be a free agent this upcoming offseason, and then he can get his bag, right? That's why I like it. There's a whole bunch of things going into this, right? I can definitely, there's so many things. If Bol just absolutely has a breakout year, then he's set. Not only the Suns could actually win a championship. If they have one role player do really, really good for them, I think the Suns can easily win a championship. The defense is obviously the big question mark, but if they just have one role player that exceeds their expectations pretty much, I think they're set, personally. That's what I think, right? So if Bol is that role player that, just absolutely, just way better, overperforms than what anyone thought he would, then I think the Suns are set, man. I think they're going to win the chip. Obviously, there's other teams, a whole bunch of other good teams in the West with the Lakers, Nuggets, right? Lakers make a whole bunch of big moves as well, right? But, man, the Suns are real good, and this makes the Suns so much better, right? Because if Bol does do bad, God forbid he does, but if he does, then the Suns don't really lose out much on this, right? That's what I think. But for Bol, like I said, his mentor, he plays with KD, right? KD can make him better and stuff like that. He actually is guaranteed to get minutes on this team, right? At least 15, I think, minimum, right? On championship team, which you couldn't say about on Nuggets, right? And also, he can win a championship. On top of that, he can prove himself and then get his bag next offseason. Yeah, guys, that's what I think about the Bol Bol signing. Let me know what you think down below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.